Hi, welcome to the Developer Experts movie about iOS application. Today I want to show with the new Delphi for iOS an application, how to build this GPS application. This is completely built with the FireMonkey framework, Delphi iOS. In this application we have here a tab sheet with three different tab sheet actions. The first one is GPS. With the press on the get current position, I get the current position and read it from the GPS. Then I have here an action share and show share sheet action. You can mail your position, for example, or you can say you want to Twitter your current location, and you can send on Facebook or whatever. On the web view page, I've linked Google Maps where I am, and on the Maps tab sheet I launch the Apple Maps application, and you see where I am. And also, if you go back to this application, you can also do in Google Maps and you see where I am. Okay, that's the goal, what we like to develop, and yeah, let's start to create this application to see how it works. Okay, we create first a new application. It's a FireMonkey mobile application. You have templates, different templates. I will not build here with the template for the application template with, for example, with tabbed and so on. I will build this scratched from a blank application. So I have here a brand new free application with nothing inside. So let me first save this application on my desktop and a new folder, movie, and that's my main form, and GPS fun version 3. Okay, the first step what we need is a toolbar for the header, and you see it's very simple to do. The toolbar, in the toolbar I will bring up a label, and this label we can add here on the style sheet settings, the style name, the style lookup, come on, that's an tool list box. No, that's the list box header label. Here it is, and let me bring here and text. So we're calling this, no, it's not a list box header label, it's a list box tool label. So we got it. That's GPS fun version 3. Make this a little bit, bring it here. So nice. So then we added an tab control. This tab control we bring in alignment client, and we are adding here in the tab control a tab item, and we add in the tab control 2 more tab items. Okay, in the tab control you have the possibility to say the kind of where is your position of the tabs. So it's top or it's bottom. So it's on the bottom. You can also use the dots architecture. Here's the small points, but we want to do it on the bottom. So you can press here the different tab items. You can add on the tab item also here different icons if you like it. You can add your own icons, but I do it now with text. So let me say here the text is the GPS, for example. The second was a web view we want to show in the application, for example with Google Maps. And here we want to to launch some other applications like Google Maps, the native application, or the Maps application by Apple. Okay, what we need here is very simple, is we add a button, and in this button, so we can say on the text, for example, locate me, and let's add here in a list box. The list box is very magic because it's not only a simple list box, you can add cool styles in it. So let me bring first the list box in the anchors, that it's left, top, not, then right and bottom. So if the iPhone goes to landscape, that it's on the correct position. In the list box, there's also an items editor. So we add two items. The first one should be the list box for the list box item for the latitude, and this list box item is for the list box longitude. And we are adding also some group headers. Let me bring two, and this group header here in the front and this here. So we can say here on the text, that's a latitude, and this is the GPS longitude. Okay, the list box have different styles you can use. I go on the list box. First is the grouping kind. It's not plain, we want to make it grouped, and then we have to style this list box to transparent, so it's a much nicer view, so it's much more native style, as iOS application need that. Okay, the next step what we have to add is a location sensor. This location sensor brings from the FireMonkey framework direct connect to the GPS hardware on the iPhone. The location sensor has an event called onLocationChanged. In this location changed, you have different parameters, and there are two parameters. It's called old location and new location, and these two parameters bring a latitude, longitude. The old location is interesting if you want to calculate the course. It goes north or south or southwest or whatever, the distance, what you have moved, or the speed or whatever. So what we have to add is here as a unit, it's called system.sensors, system sensors. And so you see here the new location, the type, the new location have here a latitude and a longitude. So I bring my listbox latitude item as a property text, and I bring the latitude to string, and my listbox longitude dot text is new location longitude to string. Fine. In my application, I only like to have, when the user is pressing the button here, the locate me button, that my location sensor is active to true, and when he got the location, I set the location sensor active to false to save energy. So you can leave it run, that's no problem. And the location sensor is only pushing this event if your position is changed, and that's possible to do. But in my example, I only need it by pressing this button. Okay. The next is, you remember that we have here in the top a small button. It was calling for get the sheets for Facebook and so on. So we add here a speed button. this speed button we set here on the, let me look on the style lookup. Let me bring this typical, this is the correct icon for that, and we bring here on the alignment or line right, and now we have here perfect speed button to share something. And to share something, it's very easy, because in the action lists component in the FireMonkey framework for iOS, there is also a new standard actions. For example, the photo camera, the photo library, but we want to show the share sheet action. This action has here a text message property, and this text message property is interesting because there we can send the value, for example, for Facebook, Twitter, or for the email. So what we do first is we link this speed button to the action, to the show share sheet action. And also when we have a location here in this location sensor, we say the show share sheet action text message is, for example, I am here, and let me add an hyperlink. It's https / for example maps.google.com/maps, and with the parameter q, and then we have to add the label latitude text plus comma plus the label longitude dot text. So we have a nice message that we can share. The problem is also, it depends which language you have selected on your iPhone. For example, on my iPhone, I'm from Germany, the decimal separator is a comma and it's not a point, and I want to override it. And with standard VCL and Delphi and also with FireMonkey, you can do it very simple with the format settings in my application, because I don't show the values, but I set the format settings decimal separator to yeah, very simple, to the let me first check it's all okay, to the wonderful, to the point. Okay, so let us try first this application if it runs. Let me first look in the project options, the code signing in debug. It's iPhone developer is the certificate. So okay, so I bring this application now to my iPhone. So it's done. The only thing what you have to go is here, that's reflector. Reflector is a mirror of my really live iPhone. So I press on my iPhone the locate me button, and you see here the message that's in German now. Is the application is allowed to read my current position? Yes, it's allowed. And now you see here, that's my current position on here in Germany, in Frankfurt, in my home office, and it works. Then I go to the share sheet action and I go to mail, and you see here I'm here. That's the Google Maps, the link, or you can go here to Facebook, and I can bring this message in, and also I can Twitter now my message where I am if I like it. The next step is to fill this web view. So let's go back to my application here in Delphi for iOS. So I go here on the web view. The next is here, let me bring in a cool component, the web browser. The most people know that from VCL. I make alignment, the align client. So what we do now is in the tab control, when the tab is done, the web browser will bring to the current position, and it's nothing else as a URL. So we say in our tab control on the events on change, if, for example, my tab control point active page or active tab is the tab item 2. Okay, so we say our web browser point URL is nothing else as https maps.google.com/maps/parameter query and the label latitude.text plus comma plus label longitude.text. Okay, I think that's all. So we start the application again on the device. Application is launching, so I go to my GPS tab, make a locate, go to the web pack, and yeah, that's now that Google is allowed to get your position. Okay, yeah, now I got it. And you see here I am in Frankfurt, where I'm living. I have the application and it works fine, and I have here my location where I am. Okay, next step is, let's go back to the ready application that we have here, this Apple Maps and Google Maps. We are calling the external application to go there. So we have in a separate application the current position and can, for example, use route navigation or whatever. Okay, so let's go back to my Delphi for iOS. So we are saying here in the Maps tab sheet, adding 2 more buttons. There's one button, and no, not the list box. And we are adding a second button. Okay. We put this information where to go in the action list, so we can use it on other visible things, whatever we like. And we say this is in the, let me say here, that's the action Apple Maps, and this is not enabled now. We have to enable this when we have really a GPS coordinate, Apple Maps, and the name we have to send. Where's the name? Here's the name, action Apple Maps. Okay, and we create a second action. That's the action Google Maps. Okay, so first we can bind this action here, Apple, and this to Google Maps. The Google Maps, we are saying enabled false. So let's implement for the Apple Maps the code to write the code to say what we have to do. Okay, first we need some special units. So first is iOS API, the user interface kit. The next is iOS API Foundation. And now we can do very simple. first we need two variables. Is lapp, for example, that's for my UI application, and the second variable is a URL, because the iPhone is working with URLs to open external applications, so you cannot, like with shell execute, direct an application. You must go over an API, because all is running in sandboxing kind and so on. So my lapp is the TUI application. They have a method wrap, and what we need is a TUI application, the OC class, shared application. Let me close this action list wizard. So my LURL is TNS URL wrap to TNS URL allocate init with string, and we need a NS string, so it's maps is, we're in the Apple, yeah, that's maps, and we say the parameter again is query plus listbox latitude text plus a comma plus listbox longitude text. So we bring also in a center, there's also a parameter for the URL we can bring into the application, it's called center, and we center that your current position is in the center of the screen. So we say again LB latitude text plus a comma plus LB longitude dot text. So there's a missing and this, and then we have to open URL this LURL. So I hope nothing is missing. Looks good. Okay, the same code with one difference, we use also in our action list for Google Maps. The only difference is that the URL to call the parameter is not maps. The parameter is Google Maps. Fine. So what we do also is now we have to enable, when we have really a position, that then it's allowed action maps enabled is true. So it's only allowed to call these external applications if we have really GPS coordinate. Okay, so we're compiling that and launching this application on the real hardware. Here we are. So first the maps is, let me press, it's disabled, so I get now a locate me. You have this wonderful GPS coordinates. I go now to the Apple Maps application, and you see it's calling the Maps application from Apple. And if I go to Google Maps, you see it's starting direct the application of Google Maps, and you can use whatever forever here. It's Google Maps, set view or whatever. Yeah, very simple to do. You see Delphi for iOS rocks. And this application was to show how to work with geo coordinates, how you can get it very easy and so on. Okay, so enjoy it and hope you make a lot of applications with Delphi for iOS. Bye bye.